Hey guys, it's Ike with San Diego Fly Rides, and I'm out here on Mount Soledad. What you're seeing behind me is La Jolla, looking to points north. You might even see a couple gray whales out there migrating down to Mexico today. A little overcast, but still gorgeous day here in San Diego. And I'm really pumped to bring you guys a little quick review on the newest release from Easy Motion. This is the Neo Jumper 650B. So the 650B is basically like the 2013 Neo Jumper. Some of you guys might be familiar with that. Love that bike, and this bike is just basically building on the foundation of the Neo Jumper, and then adding some new elements to it that even make it a little bit better. And we were really excited about it. It's actually become my new favorite bike. Basically, any chance I have on my days off, I'm headed up, put the bike on the truck, and I'm headed up into East County to ride up in the mountains. And this bike, I'm just really looking forward to doing more of that with this year. So I'm going to say a little bit about it. So right off the bat, just a couple differences to point out between the Neo Jumper 2013 model and the 650B. The 650B, some of you guys might not be familiar with it. It's basically, instead of a 26-inch, it's basically 27.5. And so you generally have, traditionally in the mountain bike world, you got the 26-inch wheel, and then you got the 29er, and this is basically a split between the two. And you're going to see a lot more of this with the electric mountain bikes as well as traditional mountain bikes as well. And it basically is the best of both worlds, and really like it. It rolls nicely, smooth, not quite as high as the 29er though, which some people found a little precarious sometimes. Probably the biggest improvement though for the 650B Neo Jumper this year is the addition of the extra amp hours in the battery here. So last year's model had just under 9 amp hours. This has just under 12, which basically gives you about a 30 plus increase of a little over 30% increase in range, and it really is significant. We've tested it out in some of the other models that they've also increased the amp hours on, and it's a big difference. And overall though, you're looking at pretty much the same things that the same build that the Easy Motion relies on for a lot of their bikes. And you got the same tower display here that's detachable. You've got the same really refined pedal assist, although I would say the 2014 models tend to be a little bit more even refined on the intelligent pedal assist using that torque sensor. You also have the 350 watt geared motor, which is plenty of power to take almost anybody up virtually any hill. You've also got 24 gears, so between that 350 watt motor, 24 gears, this bike has got plenty of options for you to climb with. And it's also pretty light. You can see actually I can pick it up with one hand. A little difficult on this model just because you got that suspension for me to get it with one hand, but I can see I can pick it up with one hand pretty effortlessly. So we're coming in, I think, around just under 50 pounds, I believe, on this one, maybe 48 pounds. You have the rock shocks in the front, providing about almost nearly 5 inches of float on the front. That can also be locked out really simply just by pressing this right here, and then that actually locks out the front just in case you don't need it for a moment, and then you can bring it back into gear by pressing the button. You also have the adjustable rear float back here. Super great suspension. You can actually dial it in how you want it. You know, if you're going to be riding on the road a lot, you can you know, dial it back so you don't have as much give in the suspension. And if you're out on some serious terrain, you can really drop it down and get about 5 inches float on the rear as well. So lots of options there. Also comes standard with the hydraulic Tektro Rodriga disc brakes. Super solid disc brakes. We've been using them on some of our other bikes as well as the Easy Motion lineup. Have had no issues with them, and just great brakes all around. I'm pretty happy with them. Let's see what we got going on here. We got the Shimano Dior XT as far as the rear derailleur back here. I'll go ahead and turn it around so you can see the other side here. So you got the Shimano XT, Dior XT. Great derailleur, very smooth shifting, and you got 3 sprockets on the front up here as well. And so you got plenty of options for shifting. Overall, we're just super pumped about this bike. You've got the ability to do intelligent pedal assist as well as the ability to throttle. And some people kind of wonder why you'd want to throttle on an electric mountain bike. I can actually say from personal experience, it's a nice attribute to have sometimes. For those tricky, more technical sections, I generally don't prefer the pedal assist because it kind of jumps when I'm not ready for it to jump. So I like having the throttle. I'll switch over to throttle so I can feather it and bring the motor power in, the assist in when I need it. And then once I move out of the technical sections, I usually go back to the pedal assist because I do prefer that. Overall, if you were looking for an electric mountain bike and you're serious about it, this bike is just it. I mean, the price point's really good. It retails for just under $4,200, And really, you just can't beat that price point for the type of components you get and the way Easy Motion has dialed this electric mountain bike in. We are super happy with it. It's been a great seller so far. I'm actually having a hard time keeping them on the floor. They basically come in and then they go out. I think Easy Motion right now has 2 left in stock. They're going to be bringing another shipment in about 3 weeks. If you guys would like to get an order in with us, because I pretty much would assume coming into the spring, they're pretty much the next order is even going to sell out pretty quickly as well. So if you want to get an order in, go to SandEagleFireRides.com, pull up the Easy Motion Neo Jumper tab, and go ahead and place an order, or feel free to give me a call, Ike, at San Diego Fire Rides, 619-888-3878, and get an order in with us. And you're going to love it. There's nothing to not love about this bike. If you want to be on some trails at all, this is the bike to do it with. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll look forward to seeing you on the road.